Hi everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Spill the Bee podcast. I am your host, Sneha Ganesh Kumar. Isn't is out this week due to some scheduling issues, so I'm gonna be the one interviewing Shruthika.
Hi.
Shruthika won scripts this year. She was a co-champ and Octochamp. That was crazy. Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's just nothing even close to it has happened before. It was crazy when 2 people won, and then now 8. Oh my goodness. So how long have you been spelling?
I've been spelling since I was 5.
So what grade were you in?
I was in kindergarten, so
yeah,
I've been doing it pretty long.
Oh, so you don't have like a regional sponsor, right? I think you just like win your school and go there. Like how did you work that out with scripts? How did that happen?
So I have like a self-sponsored region where my school basically sponsors me, and I go since we don't have a sponsor, like my regional doesn't have a sponsor, I'm school sponsored, and I go from my school to nationals.
Oh, so like did you just like started like spelling in kindergarten and you were like, oh, I want to go to nationals, so you like talked to your school?
No, actually, the first time my school did scripts and like enrolled in scripts or any school in this area, it was the first school in its area to register in scripts. And that's the reason we don't have a school sponsor. And that the first time they registered was in 5th grade, so that's the first year where I went to scripts.
Oh, okay. Everyone like knows you a lot, obviously. You've been competing. I think we both started the same year, just like Nasa. Like, you guys have been, right? Did you and Nasa like start and together?
No, I started in 2016.
Oh, okay. So everybody obviously knows that you're like a really good speller. You've been doing this for a long time, and especially like last year, there was definitely a lot of pressure for you to like do well, you know? Or don't you like, you get sick a lot, right?
I get sick pretty easily. So yeah, that was definitely a thing. I've been sick at many Bs. I was sick at scripts last year, sick at NASCC, sick at scripts part of it this year. Been sick a lot.
Yeah, isn't it hard though? Cause like you can't like hear as well and stuff.
Exactly.
And, like,
and that was part of the reason. Like I knew PSO in last year, and part of the reason is because I was sick.
I hate that because like this is like the spelling bee and everything. Like it takes up so much of your focus. Like you need to be in like your like best mental state, and if you're sick, like that makes it so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that. I wasn't like really sick either, but that's how like I missed Alphaclyde. Like I thought I said OPHI and then I said PHO. I didn't even know that I had misspelled it when I walked off stage.
Yeah, exactly.
How did you like come out of that, like after missing that? Cause that's so unfortunate. Like I'm pretty sure like you knew all the words after you missed PSO, right?
Yeah.
So
I've known like all the words for like past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I know. Like, how did you, that would have been like really, really, like, that would have pissed me off a lot if that happened to me. Like, how did you, cause like when I missed Alphaclyde, you know, like that was it for me. That was like the last B I was eligible for. So I was like, okay, I'm just done. But you had another year. So like, how did you like get into the mindset of like having to like do it all over again after that?
Yeah. So since I had another year, I just worked hard and, you know, worked even harder, to try and get the trophy the next year. And it all paid off. So.
Yay! How did you, like, I was there this year too for like the Octochamps, and it was so stressful because it was like, you know, everybody needs to spell their word right for 3 rounds. And it was like on top of the pressure of like wanting to win, it was just like, since everyone was spelling it right, you know, like there was like that pressure that like nobody like wanted to like break the streak, and it was just like, it was really exciting for all of us, but I can't imagine, like, the pressure you would have been under on stage. How did you handle that?
I really just handled it as, like, any other word. Like, when I was actually spelling the word, I wasn't nervous, but, like, maybe, you know, going before or, like, on stage, I'd have, like, a tiny bit of nerves. But, I really treated, like, the word as any other word. So, like, my winning word, I just treated it as if it was, like, you know, any other word, and it wasn't special, so it wouldn't put that pressure on it.
So you won, obviously, and you got to do some really, really cool stuff. Scripps was posting about it, like, on their Instagram and everything. So what were some of the stuff you got to do, and, like, what was your favorite part? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so some of the stuff I got to do was, we got to go to a Yankees game, in the suite, and we got to go, downfield and like meet all the players and have a photo op and everything. That was really cool. And also like appearances like Live with Kelly and Ryan and Jimmy Kimmel, and also like a podcast with Bill Nye.
Oh my god, that was so
So
cool.
a bunch of really, really cool things, and I honestly can't pick a favorite.
You got Jordans too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that was
signed by
actually
him?
really cool.
Oh my god.
So for my birthday, I thought it was a big surprise. I had no idea it was happening. And so for my birthday, Jordan sent me 3 pairs of shoes. And they had like a personalized note and everything. And it was really cool because I'm a really big sneakerhead. So yeah, I really love the shoes. So
yeah, I know that was so cool. Everyone was really excited for you. Like they do that, don't they? Like I think if you win and you like get to say someone that like you want to meet or like that you like, and they like actually get it to happen.
yeah, I know. I know Gokul from a couple years ago. He got shoes from LeBron. So yeah.
So you're not just a spelling person, you also do hockey, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, how did you like, I know like you're doing that like really actively too, and like how do you handle doing both of them and doing so much of both them? Like my mom used to say that like her sessions you'd like attend them while you were driving to like hockey practice. How did you handle both of those? Because that's a lot. Even just doing the spelling bees a lot, but like doing that too. How did you do that?
Yeah, so I play field hockey, and I also played in marching band and music, and I sing, and I do all these things. And one of the key things that you learn throughout the spelling bee is like time management, and that's something like I really like learned. So that was one of the things. Like I played for 2 field hockey teams, and I would manage the practices, studying, school, applying to schools, music, and like all these other things. And that's what the spelling bee really like taught me.
Yeah. Also, y'all, just to clarify, like I know that like you in your banquet speech, like when you were thanking people, you like thanked Scott Reamer and me, and like a lot of people thought that was because I coached you, but I just want to clarify that it was my mom.
She was a big help.
Yeah, oh my god. It was crazy because my mom like would talk like to me about you all the time, and like how like you got sick obviously, and it was like, oh, like you wouldn't even be able to like talk that much, and like she would like type like the words and send it to my mom, and like my mom would pronounce because she wasn't able to talk. Dedication. So speaking of dedication, you had like Snapchat and like Instagram and like Hangouts, especially Hangouts, like the Speller Hangouts, like people talk on there a lot. And then like there's our text group chat, like the Speller text group chat. And like when you're like way more active on them now, but like when you were studying, you were like basically not on there. How did you handle like not like getting the temptation to go on there at all?
Yeah, so, that was a lot about control, and, like, I completely deleted Snapchat, like, 6 months before the bee, and, yeah, I would really just, like, focus on studying and, just, like, making sure I gave myself, like, the best shot to win.
So, for a lot of us, like, after the spelling bees are where there's this like void of like having nothing to do, because I don't know, do you miss that like you'll never probably like be able to go up on like a spelling stage and compete again? Like do you plan to do like any other like academic competitions like that? How are you planning?
I'm really grateful. Like I'm like really happy with the way things ended, obviously. And yeah, winning is amazing, and I couldn't have asked for more. And I do plan on staying, active, helping other people out, and staying in touch. So
I think that is it for our first segment. So the second one is where we're going to talk about the friends and stuff that you've met. So I'll tell you the names of like a couple of people, and you can just tell me like a funny story about them or how you met them or both. Whatever you want, okay? So, Danielle Sorrell, you're close to her, right? Tell me about her.
Yeah, so one of the first people I actually met at the spelling bee, when at my first time in 5th grade, was Danielle. Her brother, Chris Sorrell, actually, was an Octochamp as well. So, that was really cool, and she was actually one of the first people I met. So, yeah, we've stayed in touch over the years, and, yeah, she's such a kind-hearted, kind person.
Next is Dr. Bailey. Not exactly exactly like a spelling friend, but close enough. What do you think about him?
Yeah, Dr. Bailey's actually like one of the nicest people ever.
my
I
God,
watched him like on TV, pronouncing before I was at the B, so it was cool to meet him and everything.
Who's your favorite like staff in like the BB? Like there's Corey and Dr. Bailey, obviously. Paige. Who?
I can't pick one. They're all so like amazing at what they do, and I just can't pick one.
Yeah, I know last year, like at the banquet, like I think it's Paige and Corey, right? That sit at the tables?
Yeah. Paige Kimball sits on the left side and Corey Leffer sits on the right side.
Next person is Mitch. Tell us about Mitch.
So, Mitch Robson is one of the people I met, also, like, towards the beginning of, like, when I started, going to Scripps. And, so one of the things, like, we connected on is that I really like sneakers, and so does he. So, yeah.
Wait, yeah, didn't he give you, like, a pair or something like that?
Yeah, he gave me, his, like, lucky pair of sneakers. Okay, so shout out to Mitch. He gave me his, lucky pair of sneakers right before, night finals. It rubbed off on me before, like, the night finals, and, like, so shout out to him.
Next person is Nasa.
Okay, so Nasa, she got second last year, as you all know, and, Nasa's actually, like, so bubbly. She's so kind. She's amazing.
Next person is me. Yay.
Yeah, you.
Me.
So obviously you're like awesome, and you started this whole Queen Bee project, which is really smart, and I love it. It's like such a great initiative, and I'm just really, really excited.
Yay, yeah, I know. It's going great so far, all because you guys were listening to these podcasts. Like, thank you so much for the response. It's great. So you and like all of like the Octochamps have like been like to a bunch of different shows and everything, right? So, like, it must have been really cool that since, like, when it's, like, just one person or co-champs compared to, like, 8 people, like, it's probably really, really fun, right? Tell us about that.
Oh, it's so fun. Like, going around with, like, 7 other kids your age, it's so great. And, like, it's, like, in addition to, like, all the friends I've made, like, so many. Like, in addition to the people I just, like, mentioned. But there's, like, so many other people that I've met and, like, so many other friends I have. And it's really great to be able to share, that experience with, like, 7 other, like, great spellers.
Okay, so that is it for the second round. So now we're gonna go to rapid fire. This is just gonna be like, it's gonna be, some of them are gonna be related to spelling, but others are gonna be random questions, okay?
Yep.
Okay, so the first question in rapid fire is, who's your favorite celebrity?
That's hard.
I feel you.
I don't know. Michael Jordan. Oh, Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me shoes!
Yeah.
Okay, next one is, okay, this is a hard one too. Do you think you'd have like preferred to win like solo or co-champ, or do you think you like winning as like an Octochamp better?
Definitely. Like, I definitely winning as an Octochamp better, because you get to share like all these shows and you get to be around them, and it's so awesome.
Cool. What's your favorite sport to watch?
My favorite sport to watch is like probably football.
What's your favorite team?
My favorite team is the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh, I don't watch sports at all, so I'll ask Mitch who they are.
Yeah, we know.
I know nothing about sports. That's all I do on.
Was it your first like tennis match, like Nadal versus? Yeah, you watched like a whole half of a tennis match. I'm so proud.
I did. I watched an entire half of it. That's the longest I've sat down.
That's a good tennis match though. Like, you picked a good tennis match to watch. Like, that
was oh my goodness. I watched it after I knew the results, but I was still like stressed out. It was crazy. But yeah, so I have nothing to do with sports, so that piece of information was just for the audience. So are you planning on doing college crew?
Definitely. I'd love to be part of college crew and be able to like participate and like volunteer and things like that.
Yeah, wouldn't it be so cool to like be like behind the stage of something?
Yeah,
like,
it looks like an awesome like experience.
Yeah. We can be like the person who like tells you when to like go up to the mic and spell. We can like lie down behind the chairs and we like go. You know that guy I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Mike, I think. I think it's Mike.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
Paul.
I think it's been the same guy for so long.
Right?
Paul? Yeah, I think it's Paul.
It's Paul. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, he's been doing that for so long, I think. I don't think it's changed at all.
It's
right?
been like, every single year I've been in the finals. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 years.
What's your favorite memory of like all the B weeks you've been to?
Winning. Definitely winning. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. So what will you say was your most favorite and your least favorite part of being an Octochamp?
So my most favorite part is like being able to win and being able to like share it with everybody and you know, like having this experience and everything. My least favorite, I'd have to say maybe because I didn't get a lot of sleep. It's like very hectic. But like yeah, that's like really hard because this like experience has been like so great and everything. Like but maybe the fact that I didn't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah, didn't like the night you win, don't you need to like stay up the entire night and like give interviews? Like you probably didn't get that much sleep at all.
Right. I got like a half an hour before I got like a half an hour of sleep before banquet night, and by the time the after party came around I was just so tired. Like,
so who would you say was the biggest support for you throughout your spelling journey? It can be your family, your friends, anyone.
Oh, my brother. Definitely my brother. Like he's like my biggest fan. He helps me out and he's like super great.
He always like prays when you're spelling and everything. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So that is it for this rapid fire and for this episode, the second episode of Spill the Bee. Thank you, Shruthika.
Thank you.
So stay tuned for our episode out next week with Mira Dedia, who placed 3rd in 2017. Thanks, guys.